Hi guys, how are you doing? My name is Vamsi, and in this tutorial I'm going to be talking about the library functions or the header files. That is this one included here in this program. I'll be telling what it is and why to include it. Okay, I'll give you some examples so that you can understand it easily. Now, say that this is a previous program that we have written. In the last tutorial. So, say now we have written some function like square root of 4. And then we kept it something like this. Let's say we are making some integer x equal to that value, and then now we are printing that value. You guys might not know what I'm doing right now, but I'll be explaining it later, so don't worry. Okay, see, now what it's doing is, let's compile and run it, but it's showing some error. You see at the bottom log it will show in the 18th column in the line 6 here that we're having some error. What is error? Square root was not declared in the scope. Here you can see the square root right now clearly. The square root of 4 I have written. Square root of 4 is obviously 2, but the computer can't understand it. Why? Because we haven't declared it anywhere. This is a function. Square root of 4 is a function similar to main. The main function, it can, what the program can understand it easily because it's already included. The square root of 4 is not included, so we have to include it. Including what? The file that the function was already declared. Well, it is declared in math.h library. So now if we compile and try to run it, it will automatically work. And it worked. Now let's run it. See here, it printed 2 and also the hello world. Okay, square root of 4 is 2, and also it printed the hello world. If you want it to be printed separately in the next line, you have to use backslash and then n is a new line. Now again try to compile and run it. So it will print both of them into separate lines, 2 in the first line and hello world in the next line. These are what library functions actually do. You have to include the files, the header files, standard input output.h, which contains printf, scanf functions, all the functions needed. And then this math.h has all the mathematical functions, square root and these kind of things. Now what actually these functions do is, like, we have to pass the information to the functions so that they create useful reusable code. That's what actually functions do. You have to pass them some arguments, and then some functions doesn't return any value, but some do. Now let's see what here main is doing. At the end of the main, you will return a value. Return what we are returning is 0 value. Why we are returning 0 is, either we have to return 1 or 0. If you return a 1, then the program will still continue. If you return a 0, here the signal will go to the operating system that the program wants to terminate. So the operating system will terminate the program. This 0 is returned to the operating system, and so the program ends. So at the end of the main, you will write a return 0, and that's how the program terminates. In the next tutorial I'll be talking about different things, and this is it for today's tutorial.